Why don't non-Malays support Palestine? Is that even true? Well, maybe it's because
Type C, Type I, Kang tak the humanity. Type I, Type C, Kang tak the humanity. Or something like that. So poops, it's pretty clear that I'm not talking about all non-Malays. Of course, you have Tian Chua with his stick waving in the middle of KLCC. And in fact, the reason I'm making this video is because of Puds. If you don't know who Puds is, she basically does like cosplay and dance and a whole bunch of other types of creative things. Talented person, no question about it. But anyway, she made this video the other day, which now has 50,000 likes. Wow, so smart. Well, here's the video.
I am Chinese, but I stand with Palestine because it is an issue of humanity. I am Hindu, but I stand with Palestine because you don't need to be of a certain religion to differentiate between what is right and wrong. I am Malaysian, but I'm not Malay because you don't have to be Malay to be able to help and save dying children and families in Gaza. It is not important what your race, religion, or nationality is. You need to be human. Share this video so more people can see about what is happening in Gaza. Don't ever stop talking about Palestine.
Wow. Good job, Puds. I'm sure you'll get lots of contracts and performance invitations from now on. Could have been better if you pronounced Palestine correctly.
About Palestine.
But in all seriousness though, I don't think Puds is wrong for expressing what she thinks is correct. Like if she wants to express herself and share about Palestine, sure, by all means. What really struck me though,
and what I have a problem with,
was the caption that she wrote, where she said, I stood in the protest today and looked around. There were less than 5 Chinese people I saw in the entire crowd. I haven't seen a single Indian at all. What happened to Malaysian solidarity? Now, some of you might have watched this video and then been all like touching Disney movie. Yes, that's right. I see the light now. She's absolutely right. We're so heartless. We're so horrible. How could we not have done our duty to have Malaysian solidarity? But honestly, who gave you the right to decide what Malaysian is or is not, Puds? Why in any way is supporting Palestine required to be Malaysian? It's our foreign policy, yes, but if you support our foreign policy, then congratulations, I look forward to the Trump Gaza plan. And sure, you can talk about how you don't have to be Muslim to support Palestine, you just have to be human all you want. But well, in case you're seriously going all surprise Pikachu about why non-Malays aren't joining in on these hashtag solidarity events, there are many reasons for it, and I think this post is part of the problem. Which then brings me to reason number 1, browbeating and taking the moral high ground. What Puds is doing is trying to make you feel guilty. How are you so horrible? You're not humanitarian, you never go and protest, you never stand with humanity. How dare you? Which is, by the way, exactly the kind of argument that a lot of people out there like to make the moment you say that, oh, I have a personal life. Oh, I play an Olympic sport, I need to train for it. Oh, I care more about the Rohingyas, the Yemenis, the Syrians. Somehow the reaction to all of this is never, I respect you, I respect how you feel, I hope that you'll come along in the future. No, it is to literally keep on browbeating. Being all like, what's that? You don't want to share this video? Are you a Zionist? As if everyone in the world has to follow your activism and stop what they're doing in order to be in so-called solidarity with you. And let me tell you that the pressure is very real. I've experienced it. If you're watching this, you probably have experienced it. We even conducted a poll on this channel asking people about whether they have been pressured into supporting Palestine, and as you can see, it is at the moment 52% of people who are pressured to either support or keep silent on the issue of Palestine. You do have some people who are not pressured because they support Palestine organically, which is totally fine. But the number of people who gonna pressure in order to voice their support or otherwise is double the number who would get into the issue. Now I know a whole bunch of people right now are probably getting ready to scream out, you don't need to be a Muslim to support Palestine, you just need to be human, or any number of those talking points that they use all of the time. But I think it should be fairly obvious to most people that we are all different people, we have different interests, we care about different things, we have our own personal values. Why should we be forced into making judgment on an issue or to side with something if we are not ready, or if we haven't had time to actually think about the matter? Not that a lot of these people would actually care, I guess. And sadly, not that this kind of pressure or gaslighting would actually cause people to support Palestine even more. Which then brings me to a sad second point, racism. Supporting Palestine doesn't mean you get a free pass for bad behavior. Which is unfortunately not something, it seems, that a lot of Palestine supporters have actually learned in Malaysia. You have no idea how many times I've encountered racists one after another, how many times I've used MCMC's portal, spoken to the minister, the deputy minister, had them remove comments, remove people. It's ridiculous. Sure, Paz can talk about how the Malay community would embrace you with open arms for fighting alongside them towards the same goal. But I wonder if she's actually seen the comments online from some of those brothers and sisters out there. The kinds of people who are like, pergi balik negara kau lah, lancau. Who are casually saying things like, Type C dan I yang sokong Israel boleh pindah keluar dari negara ini, Anda tak diperlukan di sini. And then you also have kebanyakan Type C dan I tak ada sifat kemanusiaan, memang mundur jika nak dibandingkan dengan orang-orang Eropah, lebih besar sifat kemanusiaan. Dasar macam LS menumpang mengambil dan play victim. And here you are, I dan C lupa masa nenek moyang. I can't. I just can't. It's very interesting there. It's like, wow, why are you even associating whether or not I belong here or not based on whether I support Israel or don't support Israel? I mean, I'm glad that Putz wants to be one of those good Chinese and talk about how all of these people are so amazing, so wonderful, so great, how they're on the side of humanity, right? But I think most of you can see the hypocrisy of some people claiming that they are humanitarian, but then when it comes to their own countrymen, the people that they were living with for their entire lifetime, right? The moment these people echo a different viewpoint, then suddenly, boom, let's throw them away because of our brothers and sisters in Gaza. I mean, are such people humanitarian? Because as far as I can see, this kind of hypocrisy, munafik behavior, discrimination is not humanitarian at all. You're just choosing Palestinians over your own countrymen, which shows that your priorities are misplaced, but also that you probably don't know how to actually love people, and therefore you use the Palestinians as an excuse. It's actually amazing how people can take part in so much racism and then call themselves holy, wonderful, humanitarian, while ignoring every single one of the flaws in their own character and behavior, while declaring that they must be infinitely respected and they can be offensive to anybody out there in the world. So yeah, Putz, sorry not sorry. If you are an egg, I think that you are defending a frying pan. So if you're asking why non-Malays don't want to give their support, we have been exposed to all of this nonsense day in and day out by all of these people who are entitled, claim that they are on the side of humanity but behave like demons, while at the same time trying to teach us morality, which is like slapping you in the face and then asking, why don't you love me, over and over again. So yeah, I'm not really very sympathetic to this idea that you should learn from these people, because like, what exactly are you learning? Are you learning to be more humanitarian? You oversimplify the history, you destroy the entire nuance of the story, make it into a binary, say that it's a right and a wrong type thing, without considering the story beyond 5mm deep. I don't know about you, but that feels like an insult to my intelligence. And this brings me to my last point. A lot of these people just don't know nuance at all, and they're looking at things from a very specific worldview. I'm sure that a lot of people out there are by this point screaming, the only worldview you need is humanity. But the fact is, right, that people are going to be reading about different things in different ways. Some people just don't care about the issue in the first place, and everybody is in a different state of readiness along the way. Some people may never actually get there, and you need to be okay with that, instead of going out there and then somehow pushing people and then thinking that you're on the divine side of justice, because it doesn't work that way. See, the thing a lot of y'all need to understand, right, is that a lot of things in this world are not black or white, and if you're trying to force people to decide, you are going to get a bunch of people who are literally just playing to the gallery, acting like they support you, when actually they have no heart for it. And I think it's very obvious that you prefer having people who actually support you from the bottom of their hearts rather than people who are going out and then only dealing with this issue because they want to make money, gain popularity, and become famous because they happen to be living in Malaysia. If you're still wondering why non-Malays don't support Palestine, can I just say it's a little bit hard to go out there and then start screaming that you support things. If people are constantly gaslighting you into supporting, showcasing their racism in the event that you don't do what they want, proving that they never cared about you in the first place, if you behave like trash and you cannot persuade people but you somehow expect people to go out there and support you, it is natural that you will be disappointed. If you are one of those non-Malays who happens to support Palestine, all power to you. I'm not going to stop you from going out there and screaming solidarity. But please do us a favor and stop assuming that every single one of us needs to go out there and then follow your scheme of morality, even as you take part in the same gaslighting behaviors that we are seeing from the racists around us, who make us think about Palestine and think about all these losers who don't deserve any of our respect. And anyway, I think it's far more patriotic to just hold the Malaysian jalur gemilang. And I know some of you will scream, oh, China terbalikkan bendera, or whatever nonsense it is that you want to say. But the simple fact is, I'm not going out there holding a flag of a country that we're not actually a part of, gaslighting everybody else and saying that in order to be a true Malaysian, then you have to support Palestine, dividing up your loyalty, taking part in racism, mocking the people who grew up with you, declaring that if they don't support your cause, then they must be Zionists. Silence is complicity. You don't agree with me, I can't talk to you. Congratulations on standing on the side of justice, but I think your justice is fake. All in all though, it's a horrible conflict. I hope it's going to end soon and the Trump plan is actually going to be carried out. And that we'll see an end to all of these kinds of ridiculous so-called solidarity videos. Because I really had enough pretentiousness and profiteering, getting literally dragged into issues that I don't want to be a part of. Because frankly, not everything is about Palestine. And like many other people, I think you all just need to stop and accept people's perspectives for what they are. That's what's going to bring you to the next level, not trying to enforce your koyak morality. Alright, that's all to say about that, and bye.